Shalom Israel, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all praises, glory to Yahweh, Hallelujah, praise Yahweh. And saying that, what we're going to get into and what we're going to touch on are the things that y'all need to know and understand because they are vital and detrimental to your spiritual belief system. They are simple, but yet they play a major key role in your walk. Because see, understand, the church is a religious organization of man. You understand me? And the church is not designed to teach you the truth, but to keep you in idol worship. You understand? Hey, see, so what we're going to get into and what we're going to touch on are the things that y'all need to know and understand. What we're going to get into are the things that y'all supposed to be learning in y'all Bible study, in y'all revival meetings. Do you understand me? Because see, these simple issues or these simple words are major key roles. Because see, at the end of the day, y'all lack a lack of understanding in a lot of areas. And the church, your religious leaders are not designed to teach you what you lacking in those areas. Because see, understand, when you go to Daniel 12, this book is closed. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, see? So you have to understand some things, and we're going to go over the things that y'all need to know and understand because they're not being taught in Sunday school. They're not being taught in these synagogues. They're not being taught on the highways and byways. So we're going to get into these things. And one of the things that we're going to get into is remembrance or remember. Because see, understand, remember is maybe simple, but yet it plays a major key role. Because see, understand, remember is a Hebrew word, zakar, and it means to preserve memory, keep in mind, or keep in mind and preserve memory. Meaning that your remembrance allow you to learn from the past and make informed decisions in the future. You understand me? Such as budgeting. Okay, so let's go to Luke 14 and 28. And then I'm going to go to Proverbs. I'm going to get to Proverbs 21 and 5. Luke chapter 14, verse 28. For which of you intend to build a tower, sit it not down first, and count it the cost, whether ye have sufficient to finish it. Lest happily after he have laid the foundation, and is not able to finish it, all that behold it began to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. And before you make any moves, it's best to count y'all finances before you make any move, because see, what happens is that y'all make a lot of moves and y'all end up being mocked at behind your back when you're dealing with other people, because they're going to talk about you. You understand me? Oh, this person get this, gets that, but they can't even pay their rent. This person get this much money, he get that, but yet they still in the shelter. You understand me? Hey, hey, it is what it is. See, so you have to sit down and count up your costs before you make that move. And a lot of you all get mocked at the conversation. Let me give you an example. Say like somebody they work and got their taxes, right? Their tax returns. So they went out and got them a car and put full coverage insurance on it. They didn't think about their rent. They didn't think about the light bill. They didn't think about the other months after that month to pay the insurance. See, so what happened is that through instant gratification, they got their money, went and bought a car. 2-3 months later, it been impounded from a lack of insurance. Or they got into an accident and you have no insurance, so it was impounded. You understand me? So now they take a whole loss. You understand me? And now you're facing an eviction. Now you're facing a shut-off letter, so what y'all do is run down to public assistance. Y'all run down to the state for the help. You understand me? See, so understand that you have to budget your money before you make any moves. You understand me? Because people laugh at you. They call you a leech. You understand me? That person is always begging. Yo, that person always in the want because they don't know how to budget their money. You understand me? See, so you have to remember how much money that you have before you make any moves. You understand me? And a lot of people live a lifestyle outside of their means. They can't afford it, so they got to work 50 hours just to pay the car note, just to pay the month, just the weekly payments to keep the car. the car insurance, then you have gas, you understand me? Then you have the rent, then you have lights and whatnot. See, so you have a lot of responsibility. See, so before you do anything, it's best to count your finances because a lot of people is end up in poverty. You understand me? It's not because you the Esau system is against you. Yes, the system is against the children of Israel, but you also have to understand that through your disobedience and rejection of the commandments, life became hard for you. So the system came at you. Do you understand me? And in fact, let me hold that. Let me get Deuteronomy, I think what 28 and 23. Deuteronomy 28, verse 23. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thy feet shall be iron. Meaning that life is hard in the system of Esau, or life can be easy in the system of Esau. You understand me? See, so y'all have to learn and understand, okay, what this game is about and what y'all worshiping, and we touching on the things that y'all need to know and understand. Okay, hey, it is what it is. Proverbs 21 verse 5. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteous, but of everyone that is hasty only to want. Meaning that those that think, those that remember the struggle, they are plenteous. Meaning that they learn from their mistakes. So when they apply the commandments, they become plenteous because they diligent in their thoughts. They guard their thoughts because they know and understand from previous experience. So they are brought into remembrance. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Because see, understand, out of the heart flows the issues of life. And the church is not designed to teach you what you worship, but only to teach you and guide you through the physical nature or the society or physical matters of this world. Because see, out of the heart flow physical, social issues. See, rent, employment, relationships, and all that is philosophical. You understand me? And all those issues flows out of the heart. So you have to guard your heart and guard your thoughts diligently in order to be plenteous. So you have to learn from the past. You understand? Let me go back to Proverbs. Let me go back a chapter to Proverbs 4 and let me get 23. Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23. Keep the heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. See, so you have to guard your heart and your thoughts because you have a lot of issues that comes, social issues. They don't have nothing to do with Yahweh God. You understand me? But understand that budgeting and learning from the past so that you won't repeat those same mistakes, so you won't stay in a poverty. And a lot of people stay in a poverty because they don't know how to budget their money. Now, the same thing for me. It's just that I just know I do a little bit more, but yet I fall short in areas when it comes to budgeting. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is because see, a lot of people don't have nothing, and when they get money, they want to get what they never had. And what happened is that you have to understand obedience is better than sacrifice because you have to give up something in order to get this. And at the end of the day, you end up losing out. You understand me? And life becomes hard. And you stay in the poverty. It ain't so much the conditions of Esau's system and its regulations. It's also your disobedience and your rejection to Yahweh God, to where you are in economic enslavement to these other nations. You understand me? And they're going to exercise their strength. They're going to exercise their policies over you. You understand me? Because it was given, you would put into their hands. You understand me? Because of your disobedience. So it's not so much about the system of Esau against you. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. See, so you have to learn to put your finances together before you make any moves because people are going to laugh at you. Do you understand me? When it comes to employment also, since we're in Proverbs, let me slide over to Proverbs 20 and 4. Let me slide over to Proverbs, 20 and 4, and let me get 26 and 13. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 4. The sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold. Therefore shall he beg in harvest and have nothing. And sluggard means laziness. And they're always going to be lazy mentally. So they're always going to make excuses as to why they can't go out for employment and feed themselves. Why they can't go out and keep these commandments. They're always going to have an excuse. You understand me? Verse 5. Counsel in the heart of the man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Meaning that a man understands and remembers the struggle. He remembers and understands what this game is about. You understand me? So he's going to draw from that experience. And when he apply that experience, okay, and that's what it means by to draw that water, is to apply that experience. You understand me? Because he remember, he have water deep. You understand me? And y'all have to remember. Okay, there are things that y'all have to remember in the truth. You just can't go out and believe and live a life how you want to believe, live a lifestyle how you want to live, and say that you believe in God. You understand me? What happened is that y'all die in idol worship because y'all lack understanding in certain areas, because these areas is not being taught. You understand me? And remembrance is simple, but yet it plays a vital key role because you learn from the past. So you won't continue to transgress and violate the commandments. You understand me? Financially, budgeting. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, let me get we're gonna go into the Apocrypha, right? Before we get that, we're gonna go into the Apocrypha, and we're gonna get 40. And we're gonna go into Ecclesiasticus, and we're gonna get chapter 40. And then we're gonna go down to 40 and 28. Ecclesiasticus chapter 40, verse 28. My son, lead not a beggar's life, for better it is to die than to beg. The life of him that depended on another man's table is not to be counted for life, for he polluted himself with other man's meat. And it's not talking about pork. Okay? You understand me? It's symbolic. At times he talks about the dietary laws, yet this is symbolic. So he's not talking about meat. Okay? What he talking about, what meat simply simply means is talking about the commandments of man, or man's philosophical views. You understand? Hey, it is what it is, because see, man philosophical views that y'all eat off of. Y'all don't eat from the divine governing system. Y'all eat from the commandments of man. You understand me? And what happens is that y'all become a beggar. Why? Because y'all forget and y'all don't remember about budgeting. Y'all don't remember getting up and stop being lazy and go out and get you a job and go out and work. And a lot of you all depend on the government. So y'all make excuses. You understand me? Y'all make excuses just so that y'all can leech off the government. You understand me? Like I had one lady, I ain't had one lady, but one lady on TikTok, she was saying I was on Section 8 with 30 years, and I'm gonna die on Section 8 because I think it was about what the video I watched was about Section 8 and Trump cutting 33 billion. Okay, you understand me? And a lot of people is going to be hurt. Why? Because a lot of them depend on the government. Now the hypocrisy of it is that the white man, the government is racist, but that white man, that government is paying your rent. That white man, that government is taking care of your kids. Because when your kids go to that doctor, to the university, the state take care of that. The government, the state and local and federal government take care of the bills. You understand me? Like I told one lady, your husband is not the man of the house. The government is the man of the house. Only thing he's doing is just sticking dick in you. You understand me? Only thing he's doing is laying up with you sexually. But you getting nothing out of it. But he's not the man of the house. The government is the man of the house because he's paying the rent. You understand me? He taking care of your kids when your kids get sick. You know what I mean? See, so y'all have to understand these things. Okay, y'all have to remember and understand. Okay? Hey, it is what it is. Let's read that again. 28. Ecclesiasticus chapter 40, verse 28. My son, lead not a beggar's life, for better it is to die than to beg. The life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life, for he has polluted himself with other man's meat. But a wise man, well nurtured, will be aware thereof. Meaning that wise, now wise is applied knowledge. See, so a wise man going to remember and apply that knowledge. Let's read that again. But a wise man, well nurtured, will be aware thereof. Meaning that he remember, he understand, because he nurtured up into the remembrance. He nurtured up into the experience. So he know and understand. See, so when he draw his water out that well, or when he exercise that remembrance, he think plenteous, because why? His heart and his thoughts he are guarded, because he remember and he understand. Okay, and a lot of people put their own self in the poverty. It ain't so much with the system with Esau. It's just that y'all don't remember to budget and save y'all money. So what happened is that through the lack of remembrance, y'all repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Same thing with the truth when y'all transgress the laws of Yahweh God. Y'all don't remember, so y'all just keep on doing the same thing over and over again, repetitiously. You understand me? And what happened is that y'all die outside of y'all faith, despite of your confessions, despite of your belief in God. Do you understand me? So he aware of, so he wise. Verse 30. Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless, but in his belly there shall burn a fire. And his belly that's going to burn the fire is always in a want, always into guiltiness. Do you understand me? Because why? He going to feel guilty that he didn't accomplish anything. So what happens? He going to have that fuck it mentality, like how addicts are. And then when he get money, he going to quickly spend it. Do you understand me? He's not going to guard his thoughts. He's not going to guard his heart. He's going to spend it hastily, quickly. Do you understand me? So he always going to be in the want. Okay? Because he can't remember. Okay? The experience. He can't remember. Hey, it is what it is. That's why remembrance is very important. Do you understand me? And even when it comes to relationships also. You understand me? When we're in Ecclesiasticus, let me go back to Proverbs. Let me get Proverbs 26 and let me get Proverbs 26 and 13, and then we're gonna go ahead into Ecclesiastes. We're gonna go back into Ecclesiasticus Ecclesiasticus 28 and 7. We're gonna go back Ecclesiasticus 28 and 7. Proverbs 26, verse 13. The sloth man said, there is a lion in the way, a lion is in the street. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so does the slothful upon his bed. Meaning that he always going to make excuses. So just like how you open and close doors, that's how he going to toss and turn in the bed. He's not going to get up, because he's always going to make an excuse. Do you understand me as to why not to defend for yourself? You understand me? He always going to make an excuse so that he can depend and live off of other people. Like you have men to this day. A lot of men that are not really men, they say they men, but they depend on a woman. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so when it comes time for certain responsibilities, they have to go to a woman. Like me, I have my 3 kids. You know, me and my children mother. That's my wife now. But then I'm speaking from experience. You understand me? See, so when I draw that experience, I'm always in plenteous. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, a lot of these things applies to me because I'm not exempt from this too. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's finish up. Proverbs 26, verse 13. The sloth man said, there is a lion in the way, a lion is in the street. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so does the sloth upon his bed. The sloth hideth his hands in his bosom. It grieved him to bring it again to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own conceit than 7 men that can render a reason. And when he talking about sluggard is wise because they think that they are getting over. They think that philosophically they can run game and they can get over on people. But at the end of the day, they end up with nothing and they end up wanting things. So that fire is going to burn inside. So whatever they get, they're going to spend it all hastily because they can't remember. They don't remember the struggle. They don't remember the commandments. You understand me? And y'all have to remember. Not only just remembrance, but doing. Too also. I think what? Revelations 22. Blessed are they that what? Do his commandments. See, so you have to do the commandments. You understand me? Not just hear it, but you have to be a doer also. You understand? You have to exercise these commandments, and how you exercise these commandments is by drawing that water from that well, or drawing from that remembrance and applying that remembrance to your walk. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is, okay? Even when it comes to relationships. Ecclesiasticus 28 verse 7. Remember the commandments. See, listen. Remember the commandments and bear no malice to thy neighbor. Remember the covenant of the highest and wink at his ignorance. See, so you can't bear no malice to your neighbor. Now, when it says your neighbor, he's not talking about somebody that stays across the street from you or stay in the next house from you. What he's talking about is other nations. Because, see, you have 4 types of strangers. Yet, you have strangers that was attached alongside of Israel. See, and a lot of Israelites, they lose debates when it comes to the Christian church. Because, see, they don't understand that the nation of Israel was not the only nation that was in Egypt. You understand me? See, a lot of y'all don't understand. The nation of Israel is a mixture of Arabs, Jews, and Canaanites. You understand me? See, so a lot of stuff that they lack understanding in too. You understand me? And they lose a lot of debates when it comes to the Gentile nations, because when the children of Israel left Egypt, they left Egypt and other nations left alongside of Egypt. Some of them, when they got out of Egypt, they went their way, and some of them stayed with the children of Israel. Do you understand me? See, so you have nations that was for Israel and helped Israel, and then you had nations that was against Israel, that came up against Israel, militarily, politically. Do you understand me? In fact, let me see if I can go into the book of Amos right quick. Let me get Amos chapter 6, and let me get verse 7. Amos chapter 6, verse 7. Therefore now shall they go captive with the first that go captive, and the banquet of them that stretcheth themselves shall be removed. And the banquet are those other nations, because they was removed politically when the Syrian Empire and the Roman Empire, and when the Babylonians came politically and took over. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, see? So understand, you go captive with the first that go captive, talking about the nation of Israel, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. They went in 2 different time frame periods. You understand me? Through the Syrian Empire, you had the northern kingdom Israel, and the Renaissance, not the Renaissance, Shalaki, but leading up to the Renaissance. After the Renaissance, in this time and age, you had the transatlantic slave trade. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so you have to understand, when it comes to relationships, you have to remember. You know what I mean? Let me get Exodus 22. So you can't bear no malice towards your neighbor. You have to remember the commandments, meaning that thou shalt not steal. So you shouldn't be able to stealing. You shouldn't be stealing from these other nations, because these other nations come over here and reap the benefits. You can't get mad at them other nations for reaping the benefits of America. The only thing that you can do is keep the commandments. You understand me? Because see, you have to understand, the children of Israel is in economic enslavement, religious and economic enslavement here in America. But then you have the elect that are free, that are not captive to the ideology, philosophical view, governance system of man and this religious ideology. You understand me? See, y'all have to understand certain things, okay? Hey, It is what it is. Let me get Exodus 22. Exodus 22, and let me get 21. Exodus 22, verse 21. Thou shalt not vex a stranger nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry out unto me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. Meaning that when y'all come up against these other nations, Yahweh going to get y'all. Do you understand me? Because see, a lot of those nations helped Israel, because Israel was not the only nation that was enslaved in Egypt. You understand me? Now the stranger that he's talking about is the Jewish stranger. You understand me? And I'm not going to get into that because that's another video. But understand, you have strangers that was for Israel and strangers that was against Israel. And those that helped Israel, they was removed, okay, from their homes. You understand me? They were pushed back. They were pushed down like the Egyptians. Ptolemy came and kicked their ass out, pushed their ass down in Sudan. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so when it comes to employment, budgeting, and relationships, you have to remember these things. Okay, you have to remember the bad. You understand me? And you have to draw from those experiences. You understand me? So you know that living a beggar's life is dependent on the government. Living a beggar's life or leeching is dependent on other people. Do you understand me? And that's not counted as a life. You feel me? And you become a beggar. You become a leecher. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he leeching off the government, she leeching off the government, and then people mark you when they get behind your back. Oh yeah, that person always be begging. That person always have their hands out. Okay, they mark you. You understand me? It is what it is, because see, y'all have to understand, remembrance not only informs you to make decisions in the future, but remembrance strengthens you and allow you to be able to draw from that well, allow you able to exercise that experience and apply that experience. Do you understand me? And in fact, let me go into Ephesians 2 and 11 right quick. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 11. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision, by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands. Meaning that when it talks about circumcision, it's talking about the physical covenant. Because the children of Israel has a physical covenant with Yahweh God. Okay, you understand me? And in fact, I'm going to hold that. Let me go to Acts 7. I think Acts 7. And let me give verse 8. Acts chapter 7 verse 8. And he gave him the covenant of circumcision. And so Abraham begot Isaac and circumcised him the 8th day. And Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot the 12 patriarchs. See, so when it says circumcision, when it says circumcision, we talking about the Israelites, their physical covenant. Now, when he says the physical covenant, they were like the Gentiles, meaning that the Gentiles are uncircumcised, meaning that they have no physical covenant. And the children of Israel who had the physical covenant, right, who got the physical covenant, they acted like the Gentiles. They never kept the commandments. They rejected the commandments. They rejected Yahweh God. So he put their ass in religious and economic enslavement to these other nations to this day. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get back. Let me finish up. Whatever. Ephesians chapter 2. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 11. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at that time ye were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenant of promise, having no hope, and without Yahweh in the world. But now in Yahweh Shai ye were sometime were afar off, are made by night by the blood of Christ. Meaning that before Yahweh Shai came and redeemed the nation of Israel through his blood, the children of Israel was turned over. Meaning that he gave the children over to a the children of Israel over to a reprobate mind. He never done away with the children of Israel. He put an end to that heritage. He told Jeremiah what? You would discontinue your heritage. You understand me? See, he put an end to that, but he never done away with Israel. You understand me? Let me get Deuteronomy. Oh. And what, 20? Yeah, Deuteronomy, let me get 32 and 26. Deuteronomy 32, verse 26. I said I will scatter them into the corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from amongst men. And the remembrance of the nation Israel will cease from amongst men, meaning that they was wiped out of the history books. Do you understand me? And in fact, let me go over to they're going to the Apocrypha. Let me get 2nd Ezra, and we're going to hit 2nd Ezra 2 and 7 in the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra chapter 2 verse 7. Let them be scattered abroad amongst the heathen. Let their name be put out of the earth. Listen. Let their names be put out of the earth, for they have despised my covenant. See, so he never done away with Israel. They have an everlasting covenant. You understand me? I don't want to get off the subject, but let's go to Jeremiah. Let me get Jeremiah 51. And let me get 5. Jeremiah 51 verse 5. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah his God Yahweh, of the Lord of hosts, through their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. So despite of whatever the children of Israel, whether they worship, idol worship, and rejected the commandments, at the end of the day, they have an everlasting covenant. You understand me? See, so what he did with that, he gave their ass over to follow their own counsel. So he never done away with Israel, and that's what the church teach y'all in replacement theology into these churches today, in this New Age movement. Do you understand me? Because the Catholic Church know that the children of Israel is here in America, especially the tribe of Judah. Do you understand me? See, so Israel is not done away with. You know? Let's finish up. Ephesians. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 14. For he is our peace, who have made both one and have broken down the middle wall of partition between us. And that partition and that wall he's talking about is the philosophy, is the physical nature of man. Because see, when you go back into the garden, the physical nature of man, eyes was open. Do you understand me? See, so once their eyes were open, man has their own ideology and philosophical views of worship and lifestyle. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Having abolished in the flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in the ordinance, for to make himself a twine new man, so making peace. And he's talking about the flesh and the enmity. Why? Because that flesh, the philosophical, is a barrier. Do you understand me? That barrier is an enemy against Yahweh God. because you are friends with the ideology and the philosophical views of this world. And the views of this world and the material matter ideology is all corrupt because man is corrupt. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Alright? Now let's go down to verse 19. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints of the house of Yahweh, the household of Yahweh, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahweh Shai himself being the chief cornerstone. And now he's talking about the Gentile nations, because now y'all no longer aliens too. Also, the children of Israel were aliens because they were supposed to be destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? But Yahweh have a remnant left. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so now, the Gentiles, y'all no more foreigners, because see, you all going to come, and the children of Israel, the Judites, we're going to give you these laws. We're going to teach you these statutes, commandments, and ordinances, so that you can know what you worshiping. Because life is based on captivity. The kingdom is reverse slavery. You understand me? Life is built on slavery. In the dark ages, you had black people that rule, and now in the Renaissance, you got white people that rule. And in the kingdom, the children of Israel is going to enslave these other nations, or the Gentile nations. Do you understand me? See, so now y'all Gentiles, y'all can come and learn and shoot, because see, the children of Israel never taught you all the commandments. So therefore, y'all think his name is Jesus. Y'all think y'all can live and believe and do anything y'all want to do. Talking about you believe in God. No, you got to know and understand what you worship. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he has a name, and his name is Yahweh. Do you understand me? There's a lot of things y'all lack understanding in. Do you understand? Hey, it is what it is. And Yahweh Shai is that cornerstone. Why? Because it's built on belief. Let me get Lamentations 3 and 19. Let's go to Lamentations 3 and 19. Lamentations chapter 3 verse 19. Remembering my affliction and my misery, the wormwood and the gall. And wormwood and the gall is talking about judgment. You understand me? Remembering. Okay, let's read that again. Remembering mine affliction and my misery. See, so you have to remember those misery. You have to remember those afflictions. You have to remember that poverty, so you can be able to guard your thoughts and guard your heart and be plenteous. Yet, how you be plenteous is by applying, drawing that water from that well, exercising those commandments, exercising remembrance, putting remembrance into practice. Do you understand me? Verse 20, my soul hath them still in remembrance and is humbled in me. Meaning that at any given moment, the physical nature of man that goes against God can come out, but yet is humbled due to the fact of that walking into that truth, or standing firmly into that truth. So that physical nature of man is humble. Do you understand me? Because that humbleness falls under that divine nature. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. This I recall to mind, therefore I have hope. And you have hope in Yahweh God. And that hope is faith. You have faith in Yahweh God because you remember, okay, the misery. You remember the affliction. You remember poverty. Okay, you remember these things. So you know to apply them and be plenteous. And to have that victory over the physical nature. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Even Christ himself had to be strengthened. Let's go to Luke 22. And let me get 22 and 41. Luke 22 verse 41. And he was drawn from them about a stone cast, and knelt down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. Because due to the fact of that, Yahweh Shai felt the weakness of man and death. That's why you go back into Matthew. He say, my soul is exceeding sorrow even unto death. Stand right here and pray and watch. You understand me? Because Yahweh Shai had to be reminded of his purpose. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Ain't that what he say? Let's get Matthew 26 and 38. Matthew 26 verse 38. Then said he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry here and watch with me. You understand me? Because he had to be strengthened, because he had to remember his whole purpose of coming. You understand me? See, when you go back to John 58, not John 58, but John 8 and 56, Shalaki, where he say, Abraham rejoiced to see my day. He saw it and he was glad, because the promises was fulfilled in Abraham by Yahweh Shai. So he had to be strengthened. Okay? You understand me? It is what it is. Let's go into we in the Apocrypha. Let me get the Apocrypha. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 30 and 21. And then we're going to go ahead on into Wisdom of Solomon. I think 9 and 15. Ecclesiasticus chapter 30 verse 21. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thy own counsel. Meaning that don't give your mind over to the heaviness, the philosophical issues, and the material matters of this world. You understand? Afflict not thyself in thy own counsel, meaning that you can't afflict yourself in your own counsel, in your own ideology. Meaning that I shoulda, coulda, woulda, did that. I should have thought about this. I should have did this. Maybe this would have turned out that way. You understand me? You can't give into that, because all those are philosophical issues that flows from the heart. Those are social issues that have nothing to do or pertains to the divine governance system. However, worshiping that divine governance system, you overcome all these things. You understand? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 15. For the corruptible body passeth down the soul, and the earthly tabernacle weigheth down the mind, that misuse upon many things. And talking about misuse, they're talking about deep into thought. Do you understand me? Y'all be deep into those philosophical issues where y'all don't remember the commandments. Y'all don't remember Yahweh God. Y'all don't remember biblical prophecy. The only time y'all remember is when y'all go to church and hear it, and then once you leave church, that shit going away. You understand me? Burden came and snatched all that shit away. You understand me? Because y'all can't remember. And remembering is key, it's vital. You understand me? Christ had to remember and was strengthened by the angels. I have to be remembered and strengthened through these scriptures. Do you understand me? Because certain situations I run into, I find myself in remembrance and I overcome them. Do you understand me? See, so remembrance is part of this walk too. It's very important. And this is what y'all supposed to be learning in Bible study. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Why? Because see, your mind in remembrance, your mind is set on the commandments. Your mind is set on Yahweh God. Why? Because you deep into the thoughts, you deep into prophecy. You understand? Let me get Psalms 143 and 5 right quick. Psalms 143 verse 5. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I misuse on thy works of thy hands. Listen. I remember the days of old, meaning that he remembered the days of old, meaning that this world is going to come to an end, and it's already in the old, due to the fact of that he already made that promise in the beginning, and we're looking for that promise. And Yahweh Shai came and went back to the Father, and now he on his way back. So we are in the days of old. You understand me? Although we're in the present, yet we are in the days of old, because life, your faith, the end of this world system as we know it will come to a close, because life is already written. Everything was predestined long before it came into existence. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's read that again. Psalms 143, verse 5. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I made use on the works of thy hands. Meaning that he meditate on the creation and know and understand that this creation, this tree, will no longer exist. You understand me? This tree, you can meditate on this tree and see how it works, how Yahweh God created the heavens and the earth. He created the trees. He created the animals. He created all this, right? And all this is corrupt, and all of it is coming to an end. So you meditate on the creation. You understand me? So when you meditate on the creation, you're meditating on the end of this world. Because we are in the days of old, because all things are going to come to an end, because it's already written. Do you understand me? And y'all have to keep that in mind. Life is written already. Your faith is already written. And y'all can't keep that in mind. Okay? So y'all stumble over sin after sin after sin. Y'all confess, go to church, get baptized, take communion, and do the same shit over and over again. You understand me? Y'all die in idolatry. You understand me? Y'all die as enemies to Yahweh God. And in fact, let's go over to Psalm 77 and 11 right quick. Psalm 77, verse 11. I will remember the works of the Lord. Surely I will remember the wonders of old. I will meditate also of all thy works and talk of thy doings. Meaning that I talk and I'm going to always speak about the creation, how he created the heavens and the earth. It wasn't no Adam just randomly happened and shit just came about. Yahweh spoke it into existence, and I'm going to keep talking about his existence. I'm going to keep talking about how he created the heavens and the earth. There was no Big Bang Theory or none of that shit. You understand me? See, so I'm going to meditate on his works. I'm going to meditate on the old, because it's all coming to an end. See, so when you meditate on the old, you remember the commandments, and you walk into that divine government. You walk into that divine nature. Do you understand me? You have to apply the commandments. It is what it is. Let's get Luke. Let me get Luke 3 and 15. I think Luke 3 and 15 right quick. Luke chapter 3, verse 15. And as the people were in exception, and all men misused in their hearts of John, whether he were the Christ or not. Meaning that they were deep into the thoughts, they were deep into prophecy on what John was speaking about and what John was quoting. You understand me? Whether he was Christ, or whether they thought he was Christ, or whether they thought he was the prophet, or he was the one to come. It didn't matter. At the end of the day, they wasn't looking at John to see who he was. They was listening and meditating on the words and prophecy that John was speaking. Do you understand me? So they meditate on that. They were deep into thought on that. And a lot of y'all not deep into the thought when it comes to the Israelite scriptures. Y'all more into the Christianity or the religious ideology of Christianity, which Christianity is a religious organization of man. Okay? Do you understand me? Christianity don't got nothing to do with Yahweh God. Okay? Hey, it is what it is. Okay, and in fact, let me go into the book of Joshua 1 and 8, and then we're gonna go book of Joshua. Let me get Joshua 1 and we're gonna get Joshua 1 and 8, and I'm gonna go into Ecclesiasticus and Apocrypha 39 and 1. Ecclesiasticus 39 verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law, of the Most High is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy, meaning that they're going to be like in the ancient old, like Abraham meditated and obeyed the voice of the Lord and obeyed it and walked. Same thing with Moses. You understand me? See, so understand what y'all worshiping and understand. All right? Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. You understand me? It is what it is. Now let me go back to Ecclesiasticus 39 and 1. Ecclesiasticus 39 verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High is occupied in the meditation thereof, and will seek out the wisdom. See, seek out that wisdom. That wisdom is applied knowledge. Seek out the wisdom of the prophets and the ancient and apply that knowledge. So you have to remember the commandments. You have to remember biblical prophecy and apply it. So remembrance is the very key, important role in your walk. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's get in. We in the I'm in the pocket for. Let me get Suanna. Let me get Suanna 1 and 9. Suanna, chapter 1, verse 9. And they perverted their own mind, and turned away their eyes, that they might not look to the heaven, nor remember, listen, nor remember just judgment, meaning that they pervert their own mind, meaning that they reject the commandments and walk into their own counsel and their own ideology. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Oh, I closed it up. They walk into their own ideology, so they turn their eyes from the heavens, meaning they take their eyes off creation. You understand me? They don't look at creation and meditate on the commandments and meditate how God created the heavens and the earth, and He's gonna put an end to all this through the man's sinfulness, because the wages of sin is death. You understand me? They don't remember the judgment. Y'all don't remember what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. Y'all don't remember what happened to Abel. You understand me? I mean, not Abel, but Cain. Shilaki with Cain. So y'all have to remember these things, okay, and keep these things in mind so that you won't repeat these things. You understand me? So y'all can be able to walk and grow. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. Y'all can't focus on social issues. Y'all have to focus on these commandments, because all things going to come to an end. Do you understand me? Let me get Proverbs 17 and 3 right quick. Proverbs chapter 17, not 3, Shalaki. We're gonna go down to verse 13. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 13. Whoso rewarded evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. Meaning that y'all embrace the philosophical views of man, which is wicked, goes against God. So y'all house always going to be in chaos. You understand me? Let's read that again. Whosoever rewarded evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. Meaning that y'all house going to stay wicked. Y'all house going to stay with confusion. Y'all always going to go through shit, whether you in the house or you outside of the house. People always going to come and be fucking with you and knocking on your doors. Evil is never going to depart. You always going to have rebellions. You always going to have this and that right there, chaos and trouble. Do you understand me? Because y'all reward evil for good. Because see, what happened is that if I tell my kids, man and a woman produce life, then what I'm telling them, even though it's righteous, yet through the eyes and the philosophical views of man, that's wickedness. Now, if I tell my kids, man can sleep with a man, you can do anything you want with a man, then that's good. Do you understand me? So what happened is that y'all call evil good and good evil now these days. So y'all can't remember the commandments. Y'all don't remember biblical prophecy. A lot of you all die outside of y'all faith. You understand me? Y'all don't remember. Let's read that again. Proverbs 17, verse 13. Whosoever rewarded evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. And evil is not going to depart from your house. Let me go to Isaiah 5 and 20 right quick. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and evil good. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. That put it darkness for light and light for darkness. That put it bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteousness. Meaning that woe means destruction, and destruction is coming to you all because you all take wickedness and then y'all turn it into blessings. Y'all turn it into good, and then when y'all take the goodness of Yahweh words and y'all turn it into wickedness. So basically, y'all go against the commandments through the philosophical views, governing system of man. Do you understand me? So y'all become enemies to Yahweh God because y'all friendship with the world. Y'all embrace the world and its philosophical views, which is a barrier. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is, and destruction is coming because y'all justify that shit. I'm gonna give an example. Say like a black man can rape 4 black girls, right? And sell drugs, right? He okay. You ain't worried about that. But if a white man come and the police come and stop him and hurt him, now all of a sudden he become justice. All of a sudden he become righteous due to the fact that this black man done raped this little girl. He done snapped and raped this little girl and snapped her neck. 3 or 4 little girls. But y'all praise him and call him hero. Why? Because the white man had stopped him, made a traffic stop. He tried to buck the white man and fight the white man, and the white man killed his ass. Right? Same thing with George Floyd. He did this, he was that, he this, that right there, right? But as soon as the white people came around him, now all of a sudden y'all want to praise him and say, oh, he's a father. He wasn't no good. Any nigga can be a father. But them niggas don't take care of their kids. What they do is they get their kids to their grandma and to their auntie and let them take care of the kids. While George out there getting high, chilling and shit like that, he wasn't too much worried about his kids. You understand me? Understand me? See, so y'all have to understand how the way this game is being played. That's why y'all like understanding and fall victim to the schemes, to the ideology and the propaganda of the media outlets. Because y'all like understanding. Do you understand me? So destruction is coming to Kamel Anthony because now all of a sudden y'all praising him, but he took a white boy life. You understand me? And the judge let him out. Now they got all that money, raised that money, went into a white gated community, nothing but surrounded by white people. But America is racist. You understand me? So justice, he going to get justice. You understand me? Because y'all praising killing. Y'all praise the CEO killing, right? But then let somebody kill your kids or let somebody kill one of your family members. You wouldn't like that. You understand me? Let one of them immigrants rape your little girl. All right, and snap her fucking neck. How many of you niggas going to get mad? And then y'all going to come at them. You understand me? For touching your daughter. See, y'all have to understand. See, it's a lot of hypocrisy, but y'all don't understand democracy and democracy. And we're going to get into these things, okay? And these are the things that I touch on so y'all can be able to know and understand what y'all worshiping, and when y'all watch these media outlets, y'all get an understanding of what's taking place. Because Yahweh prophecies are played out through these politicians' agenda and legislations. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me go to Isaiah 43 and 25 right quick. Isaiah 43 verse 25. I am he that blotted out thy transgressions for my own sake, and will not remember thy sins. But put me in remembrance. Listen, put me in remembrance Let us plead together. Declare thou that thou declare thou that thou may be justified. Anytime being justified through Yahweh's sight. So put him in remembrance. Because he's going to forgive you of your sin. Man can't forgive you of your sin because man is corrupt too. See, so you have to look to Yahweh God for forgiveness. Yet you have to understand and know who you're looking at and who you're worshiping in order to get that forgiveness from Yahweh God. You understand me? That's why the Israelites, the Judites, we're going to come and teach y'all this commandment so you can know and understand what you worship. Because you all going into slavery at the end of the day. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so you have to remember Yahweh God, remember his creation, remember biblical prophecies. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. And once you remember some of these statutes and ordinances and learning how to walk, then you can be able to walk firmly in your faith. You can walk firmly in this truth. But understand though, this truth is not for everybody to walk in because everybody don't believe. Okay? Because see, understand again, life is already written. Okay? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get Proverbs 3 and 1 right quick. Let me go back to Proverbs 3 and 1. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thy heart keep thy commandments. See, don't forget the law, but let the heart keep the commandments. You have to remember these commandments. Okay, you have to remember that you can't treat other people fucked up because Yahweh God gonna come and kill you and he gonna treat you fucked up too. Do you understand me? Because see, understand, life is karma and Yahweh God exists through life. He exists through his creation. Do you understand me? So he will get you back through life on life terms. You understand me? See, so y'all have to remember a lot of these things. Okay, you have to remember Yahweh God. You have to remember these commandments. You understand me? Because see, outside of these commandments is disobedience and sorcery and witchcraft. And then you're gonna suffer consequences for being disobedient. Not because you in America and you in Esau kingdom. Because you can be obedient and rise above Esau kingdom. You can rise up above the policies and regulations of Esau Illuminati. You understand me? By being obedient, but y'all don't understand biblical scriptures. You understand? So this truth is not for everybody. All right, and let me go into the part before. Let me get Tobit. Let me get Tobit what? I think what? Let me get Tobit 4 and 19. Tobit chapter 4 verse 19. Blessed the Lord thy Yahweh always, and direct and desire of him, that thy ways may be directed, and that all thy path and counsel may prosper. For every nation hath not counsel, but the Lord himself giveth all good things. And he humbleth whom he will, as he will. Now therefore, my son, remember my commandments, neither let them be put out of thy mind. See, so you have to keep those commandments in mind. Do you understand me? And wisdom and counsel is not given to a lot of nations. Because see, understand, the children of Israel never exercised lordship over the Gentiles. So these Gentile nations don't know the commandments. They don't know what they worship. They think his name is Jesus, Buddha, and whoever they want to wish it to be. Do you understand me? See, so once we keep these commandments and remember these commandments, do you understand me? So now we're able to teach these Gentile nations and wake up the lost sheep of Israel, let them know that you are the children of Israel. You understand me? And that the Gentiles have salvation because they're going into slavery. So they're going to come and learn these commandments. See, so understand the children of Israel and the Gentile nations was without Yahweh God. So he gave them over. You understand me? So when you go back in the biblical prophecy, there was a remnant that he didn't destroy because there was a little good in that small remnant. So he didn't destroy them all. Yahweh Shai came and that remnant is going to come back to Yahweh God. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me go into Deuteronomy 8 and 2 right quick. Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 2. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy Yahweh led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thy heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. You understand me? And what he's talking about is that they wandered in the desert. Although he fed them and kept them cool, yet they wandered in the desert for 40 years. You understand me? Because they idol worship. You understand me? They rejected the commandments and idol worship. Let me get Jeremiah 31 and 2 right quick. Jeremiah 31 verse 2. Thus said the Lord, the people which were left of the sword found grace in the wilderness, even Israel, when I went to cause him to rest. And we talking about Israel. Is he talking about Jacob? Jacob's name would change to Israel. See, so when they left Egypt, they left with Jacob's bones. And when they wandered in the desert, Jacob's bones was in the desert too. Do you understand me? A lot of they wandered in the desert until that whole generation that committed that whoredom, till they all died out. You understand me? And then the younger generation, they went on into the land of Canaan, but yet quickly they went into slavery. Do you understand me? See, so the children of Israel never kept the commandments. You understand me? So the world don't know Yahweh God. Yahweh God is against this world because their commandments is not being taught. You understand me? Because the world goes against Yahweh God. You understand? Let me go ahead and let me get Colossians 2 and what? 2 and 8. Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Be aware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of this world, and not after Christ, Yahweh Shai. Because you have to be aware, because the philosophical ideology, religious views goes against Yahweh God and makes him arbitrary. You understand me? See, so y'all have to remember these things. You have to remember the commandments. You understand me? You have to remember and learn and understand what you worship. Okay, so that you can be able to grow. Okay, in your walk, and you can be stronger in your walk. And part of that strengthening is remembrance. You have to remember and understand what this game is about. You have to remember these commandments. You have to keep your mind on Yahweh God. Do you understand me? You can't worry about the social issues of life, because the church and the social issues of life are going to come to an end, because those are social issues are material matters. Do you understand me? And we are in the works of old, and that's what y'all have to get in mind. That's what y'all have to keep in mind and understand. Even though he created the heavens and the earth, the birds, the trees, and all this, but all this is going to come to an end. Learn what y'all worshiping.